Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Alright, today I'm going to be starting a new freeform geode. One of my subscribers was so kind to send me some of these non-stick silicone baking mats, and I'm going to be trying them out today. Thank you, Carrie, so much. I was surprised. I thought there was only one in the box, and there's actually a couple of them. I think three. So they will come in handy. I'm going to show you the product and then I will link it below in the video. It is a Sivan PTFE Teflon sheet, non-stick heat pressing sheet. And you can see the different uses for it, baking, crafts. So we're going to try it out today. What I did was, this piece is going to be a freeform geode, and the way I will be selling it for display will be inside of a shadow box. Here is my shadow box. Nice pretty bronze wood colored one. So I have to make sure that this piece fits in my box. So my box is 11 by 14 inches. So what I did was I drew a square on this mat with just a Sharpie, and I did the measurements 11 down, 14 across, because that's how I will be displaying it. So I need to make sure when I make my mold on this that it is not bigger than 11 by 14, or else the piece will not fit in the box when it is cured. So now I get a lot of questions about how do you make a silicone mold. So we're going to start from scratch here. This is the sheet. I drew the shape. It's just sitting on my desk. What you need is a tube of 100% silicone. They sell it at all of the hardware stores and Walmart. There's two different types. There's one that goes in one of these caulking guns, which I have one of these linked in my videos. I also have the silicone link there. And then they also sell a tube of this that you could just squeeze out by hand. It's more money and you don't get as much. This is about $6. And I make 2 to 3 molds out of one tube. Okay, so what you have to do is draw the shape that you want your geode to be. And then all you have to do is take your silicone and start drawing it on your lines that you have made. I didn't expect it to come out that fast. So you're just going to go nice and slow, even pressure. And you're going to draw out your entire shape. Now, once you have your shape all drawn out for the first time, you need to retrace it at least 3 to 4 times so that you can build up height, because one layer of this is not high enough. Your piece will not be thick enough when it's done, and the resin will flow over the edges of the silicone, and you do not want that. So let me just finish drawing this out for the first layer. Sorry about the shadow. I'm going to go off of my drawing a little bit here and change the shape. Just making sure I stay inside of that box. Okay. So now I have the outer edge. I'm going to do the same thing for the inner. This is where all of the crystals are going to go, in the center. Now, if you want, when you trim the nozzle of this caulk, you can trim it up higher and more will come out and therefore be a little bit higher. But I feel like you almost waste doing it that way. So just trim off the tip and just make a couple of passes over each layer. So now what I like to do is I like to let this sit for like 5 minutes to firm up. Then I will come back and I will retrace the whole thing again right on top of that previous layer. So for time's sake, I'm not going to let it firm up. But you see, I'm just going right over what I already did. Another thing that I have learned that I don't do, but probably should do, is you can take a little water and Dawn dish detergent on your finger. Make sure you're wearing gloves. And you can kind of smooth the inner part of this mold that you're making so that your finished piece does not have ridges. I just deal with it and sand it in the end, but I was told that that trick works. I have not tried it yet though. Now the reason why I like to let this firm up before I do the next layer is because sometimes it falls over on itself. If that happens, just grab a toothpick or something and lift it back up. Or try to be as neat as possible. If this silicone gets on the inside here, if it gets on here, the resin will reject. So you got to try to keep it as clean as possible. So now that I've done that, I'm going to do this one again. Okay, and what I'm going to do is let this dry, and then I'll come back and do this 2 more times so I have a nice high side to hold the resin in. Okay, so we'll leave it at that, let it dry, and I will be back. All right, everybody, so I did 4 layers of silicone, one on top of the other. So I have probably now a half of an inch thick wall going all the way around the outer area and the inside here. Now here's another thing. As you're making this piece, if you want it, let's say you're almost up to the top here and you want to keep going higher and higher. You can stop before you get to the top, let the resin cure, and then carefully add another layer on top if you need it to be a little wider. This here is falling over a little bit on me. I don't know if you remember me mentioning that sometimes it will fall over, and I just noticed it, so I'm going to show you how I fix that. So what I will do is I will take my silicone and I will put the nozzle right in here and I will squirt in a big glob of it just to kind of hold it up a little bit. Okay, now it is standing up straight again. And I also want to show you this mat, how easy it will be to peel the resin and the silicone off. I have a little bit on the side over here that I had wiped earlier, and you will see comes right off. Okay, comes right off. So you're not going to have a problem getting this off afterwards on a mat like this. All right, so now the next thing to do is start making our geode. So at this phase, I do not worry about the rocks. What's going to happen if I put rocks here and then start creating my geode, it's going to cover, the resin's going to cover the rocks. You're not going to see them. So I'm going to do 1 or 2 layers of my geode before I even attempt to do the rock portion. And those layers that I do first will be cured. So I'm going to mix up some resin. My thought for this, and I don't know what the proper terminology is, but I want you to think of those black and white photos you see of the 2 little kids sitting on the bench, and there's just like one bright red rose in the picture. My idea for this geode is going to be primarily white and gray with some silver going through it and a little pop of red somewhere. Okay, so let me set up, get my colors going. I will show you everything that I'm thinking about using, and we will go from there. Before I start, I want to show you the glitters that I'm going to possibly use. Only because once I mix up my resin, I don't want to take the time showing glitters while it's sitting in the cups. So, I am going to be using a blend of Laura's Art Corner glitter and Craft Store glitter. Now, these glitters I am about to show you all came from AC Moore. So this is a steel color. This is platinum, and the brand is Moxie. It's a really fine, extra fine glitter. And these are all by Moxie also. It was a set. We have bright silver, charcoal, and platinum. I'm not sure if I'm going to be using all of them, but these are what I picked out. Now, these are from Laura's Art Corner, and I have some good news for you guys. Laura was kind enough to offer a coupon code for my channel. So anything in her store, Rez Products, the colorants, her glitters, her stones, I'm going to have a coupon for I believe it's $10 off a $100 order, and I'm going to list it below in the description. That was, I thought, very nice of her to offer because she is not the owner of Rez, so, you know, it comes out of her pocket, but it's just a very generous thing for her to do. Not a lot of people do that, so thank you, Laura, for offering that to us. So now I'm going to show you her glitters that I will possibly be using. This is the Fantasy Red. Nice, big, chunky. They're called Super Shard glitters, glass German glitter. This here is a Crimson Red, also by Laura. Then we have Silver Dollar. Look how beautiful and chunky that is. This is not your average glitter. And this one here is Silver Pizzazz. She has so many beautiful colors. Just go on there and check it out. I have the link in my description below. And then this is just some, this is not Laura's Art Corner, but this is just some very fine glass glitter, German glass glitter that I will be using. Okay. All right, so here are the colors I will be using. This is the Molten Silver by Rez. This is Silver Gray by Rez. A lot of these are going to be probably similar in color, but we'll see how it goes. Here is the Sassy Red. That's going to be my little pop of red. This is a true red. And then this here is some liquid leaf. It's called Gilding Paint by Craft Smart. And it's silver. Let me show you the bottle for that. I believe I have it listed underneath in the description. Okay? And some Angel White by Rez. So the first thing I want to do is put down some white. Now, I have this little silicone cup I bought off of eBay. But I notice it's kind of a pain in the butt if you put the color in first to get it off of the bottom. So hopefully I got it all. All right. So I'm just going to start pouring that out. Go around the center here first. And I have my heat pressing mat on top of a piece of MDF wood just for stability. Then I'm going to come out here to the outer area. Get that all filled in nicely. Oh, I just wanted to mention I am going to be making a video of all of my available art. So make sure you check that out because a lot of this stuff is not on YouTube and it's some really, really beautiful art. I do sell everything, well, mostly everything that you see. And I do have quite a few sales. Most of the time it's through word of mouth or on social media, but I really need to put some effort into selling some stuff because it's piling up and I just ordered another $200 of resin. So, you know, it's expensive to keep the channel going. So I have a lot of paintings, I have jewelry, and I also have coasters, and it's all reasonably priced. All of my prices include free shipping in the US only, of course. And let's see what else. Trying to think of what else I could tell you right now. Oh, each painting, if it's a painting that you order, will take up to 2 weeks to be shipped out because I always put my last final top coat on when it sells. This way it's nice and fresh, clean, glass-like surface, and I don't waste resin in case it doesn't sell. So that's a plus. So I need to make some more white here. So I'm just going to grab this cup. I'm going to have to use a little bit of a bigger stick. Actually, let me mix it in a different type of cup. But yeah, I have a lot of beautiful stuff. So if you would just please check that out, I would appreciate it. And even if you don't want to buy anything, if you could just share that video on your social media, maybe just share it on Facebook or Instagram, share the link for the video. That is a huge help for me. This way I can afford to keep the channel going. Gotta sell it. Can't just keep making it and making it. I'm sorry, you're probably thinking, what in the hell is she doing? But I have to get some, I had too much in that cup. Okay, so now I need my angel white. And this is good for you guys to see. So this is a 3-ounce Dixie cup that is full. And the amount of paste I would need for something that size would be, I'd say, that much, a small dollop, maybe a mini marshmallow size. Always start off with less and add more if you need it. This way you don't waste. If you do have to add more, you have to use another stick. Do not use the stick that you're mixing with, because the resin will contaminate the paste and it will not be good. So always use a clean stick. I have a great feeling about this piece. Okay, that should be good. Let me just scrape. Always scrape your stick to get the paste off and give it one more mix around. I'm trying to be very clean so I don't have gloves on. All right, so what I'm going to do is just, again, try to fill in most of this. Now, because this piece is going in a shadow box, it does not have to be that thick when it's done. I'd say this will end up being probably 1/4 of an inch thick. Approximately. Now, if you want to make a freeform geode and just hang it on the wall by itself, you may have to go to about, probably about 1/4 inch, because what happens is if it's not on a flat surface, it will definitely warp if it's not thick enough. So you want to be mindful of that. All right, so next what I'm going to do is I'm going to torch this really quick just to pop some of the bubbles. Okay, and then I'm going to add in the silvers. So this is the Silver Gray by Rez. It is a mica paste, or I'm sorry, mica powder. I'm going to right through here with it. I can't believe I just dragged my cup. then right through the center of that, I am going to use the Molten Silver, which is a paste by Rez. Take your time, go nice and slow. There's no rush. Don't worry about the squiggly line shapes. We'll get that all fixed in the end. Okay. Next up now is the silver leaf mixed in resin. I think for this one I'm going to use a pipette. I'm just going to snip the nozzle off about 1/4 of an inch. Yeah, I lied. Right up probably about 1/2 inch where it starts getting a little bit thicker. Just to help with the resin. Getting it in there because it is thicker, the resin, so let's see how this works. Let's do a nice line around here. See how nice that comes out? Nice and even. Right? I'm going to do another one on the outside here. If it breaks off or you run out, just get up out of there, don't let it drip, and refill. See, like that, it stopped. Just go back to where it left off. As long as you still have resin in the syringe or a pipette, whatever you're using, just go back to where it broke off and go over it again. See, I'm running out now, so I have to refill. I'm going to come over this way. If I could get my hand to stop shaking, my God. What the hell's going on with me? Okay. Let's do another one. I have enough. Why not? A little thicker one this time. Don't worry about the air bubbles. You can pop those after. I love the way that flows out so easily. Okay, looking good, looking good. I think I'll do one more right along here because I have the resin, so why not? This is only the first layer, don't forget. Try to get a little thicker line over here. Okay. All right. Liking it, guys. I'm liking it. All right. Put that to the side for now. And I want to heat it really quick. Pop some of those bubbles, and you know what, let me remove this nozzle first because I don't want it to mess with the design too much. Maybe. It's hard to get these nozzles off. All right, there we go. All right, so now the important part, the red. And I'm thinking it's going to be right in the center here. It's going to be done with a pipette also. Look at this. I love this center. That's going to be gorgeous. That is going to be gorgeous. Now you watch how this red pops off of those colors. Just taking a little look-see here. And maybe I might go in through here with it. Well, we could always do 2 lines of red. It doesn't have to only be one. You see how that's popping? That is popping. Look at that, how nice. Wow. So we're going to do one more in here. This one's going to be a thicker one now. Just have to get the needle to cooperate, or the pipette, I should say. Of course, the most important color is not cooperating. Stupid air bubbles keep coming out. Just going to go back over this area to widen it. Okay. All right, guys. I'm loving these effects that are starting to happen. Really am. Let me just pop this air bubble really quick here. So I can see what I'm working with. All right. It's amazing how one, is it called monotone? I don't know what it's called, but one color like that could just make it pop. All right, so I'm going to leave it. That's it. I'm going to heat it a little bit. That's it for layer one. Actually, yep, no, that's going to be it for layer one because if I put the glitter in now, it's going to sink. So let me just give you a quick close-up. Okay, here we go. Not much to look at yet, but trust me, it will be a beauty when it's done. So I want to thank you guys for watching part one of my freeform geode. If you have any questions, leave them below. Again, I will link that mat, this mat here. And yeah, be on the lookout for that art sale video. And don't forget about the code below for Rez, $10 off 100. Alrighty guys, I hope you are all having a great night. See you soon. Look at that area. Happy pouring, guys.